All right, well, we know we have some complications with the abilities and whether or not they're going to stick. But we did get some good player development from the last year. We'll see what happens in the future and with this offseason. Let's get to it. We do not win the draft lottery, so sorry to Tampa, who again will be getting our pick. But it won't be a first overall, it'll be a second overall selection for you this year. Retired players, Blake Wheeler, Corey Perry, Suter, Sam Gagner. 15 points away from 1,000 for Blake Wheeler. And Michael Hutchinson's gone, as is Flames legend, Yanni Ordio. All right, Trevor Lewis and Kevin Shattenkirk became scouts. Whatever, we never have to worry about scouts in this timeline. All right, so to the drafts. We know that Tampa will be getting all of our picks. Resign phase will be interesting, but then more importantly beyond that, what players might fall to us from the drafts. We need to hope for a good amount of luck. All right, Tampa, there's the first batch. And your other 2031 pick for these 3 picks there. Enjoy the picks, Tampa. Enjoy. No drafting for us in this challenge. Let's see, though, by round. Gavin McKenna to Seattle. Robrick, I guess it is, to San Jose. A lot of familiar names, of course, from the franchises that we've done so far this year. Joe McGinley's off to Minnesota. Fair enough. Yanni Ordio played all of 37 games for the Flames. I already remember that fucking roster editing, man. That's why I remember it. Come on now. How are you still surprised by my capacity for useless hockey knowledge? God damn. All right, re-sign phase here. Remember Ordio and Red O'Bara. The man. All right, Devin Cooley. We could technically keep him. He's not a bad goalie to have. We're not going to qualify Matt Guzda for $14 million. I'll tell you that right now. But we will bring back Mac for the next season. Muted, what's going on, man? How are you? Let's bring back Devin Cooley. I think it'll be useful to have him. And then we'll see. If we bring in better goalies in terms of potential, we'll have to trade out Ehrlied and Hamel. But for now, we're okay. Defensively, Sapala, yeah, you're not getting a $17 million qualifying offer. But I'll gladly sign him to what he's asking for. And Cole McWard, same thing. Bring you back. And, dude, we have so many fucking defensemen signed. It's insane. Right wing side, Pierrick Dubé. Bring him back for what he wants. Same for Hunter McCown. Of course, the qualifying offers for these guys are all really, really high because I had to sign them as cap whales for this past season to make sure that we were compliant. So, if anyone's confused by that. Funny thing is, right, like being like, oh, could we let Archie Baines get offer sheeted? Like, there'd be no point to do it because we couldn't benefit from the compensation. But let's see, Sasson, Burke. We're letting go of Richard. Keep Pavel around. Gaudin is gone. Podorowski's gone. Qualify Allard. Okay. So we'll see who sticks around on the roster here. I have a hunch we're going to have to trade away some people, obviously for nothing in return. But we are going to have to trade away some guys to make room for incoming free agent signings. But primary focus right now, we need some coaches. Let's see. So we got 3 A- coaches. Just offer these guys as much money as we can. And see what's up. Muted, I'm doing good, man. No complaints. No complaints, except we got to sit here for a minute while this scrolls. There we go. Let's see. Cleary. See if he'll take AHL associate coach. Goodness. And then Higgins. Veteran focus. That's not great. Bear Higgins. Why not? Okay, he wants the max offer. Keep scrolling. Scrolling. What? Keep scrolling. Scrolling. Come on. All right. Free agents. Season 2 off season. Big names out there. Natchez, Line, Paterka, Milano. Nobody that we can go for. Let's start with goalies. We have a low elite? No! Oh, I was so hopeful. Damn you, Buffalo. Okay, Dostal obviously won't be available. What about Marcus Kravchenko? Son of a bitch. Nico Dawes obviously won't be there. Zayev isn't there. Landon Miller, we know, was drafted. He was there last year. Boykos, Fedbuck, Bobkov. Sami Lorakainen. Okay, we have a fringe. 56 overall, medium fringe at 20 years old. Sami Lorakainen. He'll have to do. How's that guy already a free agent? Team just didn't sign him. Let's see. Anybody else? Not looking good. My nephew, Will Cranley. We do have another one. Sergei Grigorenko, a 50 overall at 19 years old. I am going to have to trade a goalie off of the roster to be able to bring in Grigorenko. There is a question as to whether or not backups are worth it. Let's take a look. Let's take a look. I think all we have to do is get rid of Erliden and Hamel. I mean, Noah Erliden went up a decent amount, but we have to bank on the higher potentials. We just do. So these two need to go. If we can get anything for them, cool. And by get anything, I mean literally just let me trade them for a 7th, I hope. All right, well, what if I do a 7th round pick swap? Thank you very much, Anaheim. So, tough decision to make there. People aren't too happy about the Erliden trade, but it is what it is. Defensively, low 4. Okay, well, that's not a good start. Klotchnok, Jackeye. What about the medium 6s? Most of these guys. Yegor Zamula. I mean, technically to bring him in as a steady hand wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. You know, I mean, we could technically look for other UDFAs in the bunch, but it better suits us to try and develop people. Yeah, there's nobody else there. I mean, yeah, technically for that reason too, Arbor Jackeye could work. Oh, goodness. I gotta make that call. It's not a draft of glory, though, so there's really no reason as to why we couldn't bring in Arbor Jackeye and Yegor Zamula. Who else do we have here? Any younger players? It's not looking too good so far. Not looking too good at all. Out of desperation, I think I'm going to have top pair defenseman Arbor Jackeye. I think I'm going to have to. Low 6. I really don't like low 6 potential players. I mean, especially that guy is a sub 60 overall. I think we just aim high. Are there any other players actually at the top of the board who went undrafted? Anybody else? So, Yegor Zamula. I can offer you that deal. That's perfectly fine. So, Zamula's in. We'll go for Jack-Eye as well, I think. It's not like they're pushing the team to this unrealistic level and taking away the spirit of this being a difficult challenge. It is more than difficult at this point in time. Trevor Van Riemsdyk was also an undrafted player. Interesting. Because we're going to go about it this way, we need to go over to our defense. We got some players we have to clear out of here. At the very least, Petrovsky. It's a lot of these medium AHL top twos. A lot of them. At that point, we just got to go by overall. Even these medium sevens, they're just not going to make it. They're too low of an overall. So if we can get rid of the 5 of you, let's just say send you to Boston, hopefully, for a 7th that will end up flipping to somebody else. All right, there we go. And that'll free up some roster spots. Any good players yet? We had some AHL level talent do decently well. Pierre-Luc Dubé developed third eye and then immediately lost it. So it hasn't been a total disaster yet. Just mostly. Just mostly. I forget who the last guy was that I looked at. And honestly, I think it just redoes the order anyway. Just kind of looking here at the options. And we'll go back to the list one more time. I'll start writing down certain names that might actually be eligible for us to sign. They're mostly just going to be stopgaps unless somebody takes this really big step up. I guess now you could technically say we should have done the expansion draft saying we could take any UDFAs, but the problem is it's like we just would have ended up with guys like Vincent Desharnais from Vancouver. Sam Malinsky was in the draft. We would have gotten him outright. Danil Miramanov. I mean... There's players, there's just nobody amazing. But until we'd be saying that they're taking the spot of actual guys who might be able to develop, which right now we don't have those players, we might as well just rely on people like this. Are we down to 77s? We are. Coughlin, Blankenberg. Okay, we have a general idea of defenders that we could bring in. Right wing side, anybody with potential. Kovalenko and Gunler aren't going to count. Did anybody sneak through the draft? Not looking like it. As is now, we're on low 9s. It's not looking good. In terms of actual players with potential. Can't even bring in Matt Rempe. We do get one 20-year-old Alexei Lebedev. Actually, not even Lebedev, but Lebedev. As a power forward, apparently. I mean, we got to try. That's the type of dire straits we're in at the moment. The good thing is, well, the question actually is, like, will a player like that be able to develop? Like, they're not going to be good enough, right, to compete for the Calder. We also got Jakub Koltsov and Vyacheslav Mironov. I mean, these guys are such low overalls, but we'll try it. We might as well. I mean, their ceiling, in theory, is what, like, Baines and Dubé currently are, so it's not the worst idea in the world. How many medium? Yeah, there's a lot of medium bottom sixes. Anybody else? I don't think there will be. No. Then there are some real dudes, of course, that we... Actually, in fairness, Kyle McDonald's 24. That's not bad. Kellerman's 26. McDonald at 24 isn't a bad one to look to bring in. There's also Russell at 25. Cam Butler at 24. Atuliukas was drafted. All right, there we go. So, Cam Butler, I mean, we used him a little bit in Columbus. And there was one more medium bottom 6 down here. Kyle McDonald. At a 75 overall, you never know. But, all right, we, again, have to clear out some more people that were already on this roster. This is going to be a continual turnover type of series for a while, is my guess. When it comes to the defensemen, again, right now we have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Anybody that much lower? Yeah. Probably anybody sub 65. Going to be on the outs here. Help Colorado get some roster depth. There you go, Colorado. Enjoy. And we'll double check. Again, so we will still have the ability to bring in some cap whales to help fill out the roster, but let's see. Left wing side. Anybody? Hallweg? I was not prepared for how much of a kick to the balls it would feel like to see a low elite potential, but then to realize that they were drafted. That's not fun. That's not fun at all. Oh, man. What about Nazarov? Come on. Oh, it's going to hit like crack when we finally get a half these. Oh, Jacob Pelletier. Yes. I can't bring him in, but please. My goat. Jacob Pelletier. Boy, we are not having much. Owen Vitale, low 9. Ugh. I don't think I trust low 9 as a potential. I don't think I do. What do you guys think? He's a 55 over. Maybe if he was a higher overall. He's a 59 or 55 even. Joe Snively. Okay, so we can debate bringing him in later. Kiefer Sherwood, maybe. Now's the time to try. Even then, I don't think it's going to go too well. All right, do we have any bottom 6s? Any bottom 6s? Pavel Regenda. Noah Wild. Okay. Noah Wild's not too bad. 58 overall out of the gates. Ehrhoff was drafted. Dane DeFazio. So we got Wild. We got DeFazio. Isaiah Hoffman. I mean, long shots, but at least we're getting people. There's also Jordan Frasca that's in the mix. Potentially bring in Wes the Rizzy. Okay. Well, we're getting some bum-ass left wings. Just bought Madden as a mirror. Is the edit player function broken in the game? Probably. I haven't played Madden in over a month, so I don't remember what's broken and what isn't at this point, or what they might have fixed or made worse, you know? But probably, yeah. That's my response, is probably. If you have to ask if something's broken in Madden, the answer is probably yeah. All right, Colby Millen, low 4. Okay, so a couple of medium bottom 6 wingers to bring in. Low 4, you're all good. I just know, obviously, like, since I've played the game, they've worked on a lot of stuff, but results may vary. The best Limp Bizkit album. I don't believe that. Or do I? Let's see. I thought this would be faster. We need the Rizzler. We need Wild. Sign him up. We need DeFazio, and Hoffman. And then we'll have to trade out more people. And we tried to use player search to make this go faster. It doesn't. All you can do is add them to a short list, but then you can't offer free agents a contract once you do. So, all right. Hoffman, sign you up. And then DeFazio was the last one. Let's see, where is he at? There he is. Okay, well, gotta hope some medium bottom sixes develop. Let's go see who else we can clear off of this roster, if anybody. Let's see. Hunter McCown's a low 9. Tambellini a low 9. We'll trust Tambellini. I'm not going to go for that other low 9 because we can use Tambellini as the guinea pig for low 9s because he's further along in the same age. There's a low bottom 6 in Hudson, but he's a 70. Jesus, Ledbedev, Koltsov, a lot of these guys were not good. We still got a couple of RFAs. Merkeloff, Baines still haven't signed. Squidward, Tortellini, the very same. There was this random ass enforcer it stuck us with. Got to get rid of him. And a low bottom 6 in Merida. We can also get rid of you. See if we can send you out to Winnipeg or whatever. You idiots. Rejected. How about a 7th round pick swap, Winnipeg? There you go. Okay, so it's not going to leave us with too many roster spots at this point. So we might have to start getting a little bit more selective. We checked the left wing, so what about centers? Come on, he's going to have been drafted, right? Fuck. That's 2 from Ottawa, no less. 2 low elites that Ottawa did not sign, but we cannot because they were drafted. Oh, boy. All right, who else do we have, if anybody? Undrafted, please. Nick Stone, low 9, 61. 6'7", 240. Okay, I'll make an exception. That's a big-ass boy. I have that button, don't I? I think I do.
Damn, boy, he's thick. Boy, that's a thick-ass boy. Damn.
Shout out to the melon. Oh, goodness. Let's see. Any other UDFAs? Anybody else? Anybody? Nico Sturm. I mean, we could check back with him. Potential Alex Steves is 26. So what we're going to have to do, right, for guys when we were looking at like Trevor Van Riemsdyk, the players that are already established that are technically eligible for us, we have to look at age to see if they can develop. Like Logan Morrison, holy shit, 23, 75, and a medium bottom 6. That is a stellar player for us. If I can make sure we have room. There's also Braden Kressler, signed by the Leafs. Young enough that he might still be able to be something for us. Anybody else? Anybody else here? And then there's Sergei Kulikov. Another one of those medium bottom 6s that made it through. All right. Ivan, the legend. Oh, dude, if we can turn him into a great player for us, come on now. Come on now. It's also 24-year-old Chase Wheatcroft. Damn. There's more of these guys available than I would have thought. Okay. Per Scrotum. Could work out for us. Hanu Korpakowski could also work out. Okay, there's a lot more people than I expected. Jesus. There's a lot more than I expected. Ty Dell. Also a potential option for us. A lot of centers. Warren Galvin is available. Davis Walton. Great save, Davis. Peyton Johnston is a low, so we will stop looking from there. Okay. Right, that's a lot of centers to sign. Okay, let's start being even more selective here in terms of what we potentially have going on. But we're in pretty good shape. So on defense, I'd get in trouble. It would probably... I mean, you could argue that Zamula would continue to turn into something. Trevor Van Riemsdyk especially is someone who I probably shouldn't have signed. Let's see. 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have a lot of forwards now. A lot of forwards. So we'll use Tambellini as the tester to see if low 6 will work. Medium bottom 6. I think we can get rid of like Lebedev, Koltsov, and Mironov, even though we just signed them. I might get in trouble for it, but I need to start being a little bit more selective with who we actually end up signing. Just because there's more people available than I thought. Maybe not. Well, it looks like sub 55 is at least the standard that I should set. A little bit worried about the guys who are 25 now because they're going to be 26 when the calendar rolls over. That pretty much means that they're done for. Minus whatever off-season training might happen, but Andre Pavel, were there any good attributes about you? He does have good shot power. The accuracy is pretty rough. But again, he's 25. Might be too little too late for him. At least Max Sasson hit an 80 overall, which is great. He went up by like 5 points this year. I think there might be a chance for Pavel. Probably no chance for Ty Glover. He's physical as hell, though, so maybe. I wasn't expecting us to have this many options in terms of who stays, who goes. I really wasn't. Yeah, let me get in trouble for immediately flipping people, because I will get in trouble for it. Hopefully not a massive amount of trouble. Hopefully the game's like, here's a warning. Hopefully that's what happens. But, okay, so out of all of those centers, let's double check what we had going on here. Also, just to see, at the top of the board, obviously most of these guys will have been drafted. Actually, based on age, we're fine, because most of these guys would have been locked into what they were. So we had... Tankoff is a great name. Looked at all these low 9s before. Let's see. So Logan Morrison was definitely someone that we wanted to bring in. Definitely. 23, almost NHL ready. That would be really nice. There's a lot of these medium bottom 6s in contention, though. Next up was Kressler, 23 and a 70. That's also not bad, if we can get him to develop. Let's see, we got a few spots left. Let's see, Kulikov, what was your overall? Where the hell even were you? There's Ivan. Definitely worth bringing him in. No question about that. Avalanche legend. Ivan. Let's see. Carnage, what's going on, man? What's going on? All right, how many more do we have here? There's Kulikov. 54. I'm going to say no to him then. Wheatcroft. Skroder. Actually, let's check. Skroder, Korpikoski. Skroder was a 60. Korpikoski was a 56, so we'll exclude him. There was Dell. Galvin's a 54. Was it Odell instead of Dell? Because there wasn't Odell up there. It was Odell. He's only a 56. And then Walton's only a 55. Okay, perfect. Perfect. So we'll sign this presumably Swedish dude. And then the last guy we'll go for is Wheatcroft. And that'll give us a decent mix of some generated dudes. Actually, in fairness, we're going to have to move out some other people. But that'll give us a decent mix of generated dudes and some real-life players that maybe we're the team that can give them a chance to actually develop. We're going to have more forwards than defensemen, but at this point, it just kind of is what it is. We got to go off of what's available. Yeah, I'm going to have to move out, I think, 2 people because we had a goalie that was waiting as well. But it's nice to get some players into the mix here. A lot of centers. We have a low 9 with Stone, but also a low 9 with Saralainen, so we'll get rid of Stone. Dude, you ever itch one spot once and it's just like your body's just like, nope, sorry, that's what you're doing for the next 5 minutes. Shit sucks. Tristan Allard, I don't think he's gonna make it. That's another element to this. I can't afford to get attached to some of these players too early on. We got to get rid of more of these bottom 6s. Oh, we got to do it. Let's get rid of the 20-year-old medium bottom 6s. Okay. Last 3 that need to go, and then I think we are good. We will have to set up the off-season training, but that's not a big deal. Just in terms of what we want some of these guys to improve at. But as long as I don't get in long-term trouble for what we just did there, and as long as we don't lose any RFAs, which we won't. Some coaches accepting, which is good. Grigorenko's on as a goalie. Wheatcroft is signed. I think we're good. All right, cool. Let's get some of the off-season training set up. All righty. That is all the off-season training. Almost all the off-season training done. We're still waiting for Archduke Baines to sign his contract. Then we're good. And there it is from Mr. Baines. So he is the last one to get his off-season focus. I can't do it in that order, though. It sucks. I need to be able to see player attributes from that screen. Because otherwise, the conversation shortcut isn't necessarily worth it. It's easier to go to contracts. So we signed Baines. He's got good skate. He's super well-rounded. If we can improve his shooting, he'll be that much better off. So that'll be the last focus there. Obviously, we'll still have our preseason goals, preseason training, stuff like that to set up, but we'll see how successful or unsuccessful. Hopefully it's not that. But we'll see how successful the off-season training here is, because, again, none of it is guaranteed. Baines is good. He's really well-rounded. Baines is really well-rounded. He is, I mean, literally our best overall player right now. So, alrighty. Let's see. Who are the highest-rated dudes on this team? Oh, also, there was the conversation about Pierre Dubé and him immediately losing his ability. I gotta be honest, call it cheating if you want. I kind of call it cheating from the game. We're giving Pierre Dubé his silver third eye back. He earned it. It's kind of ridiculous. It stripped it from him literally 2 weeks later. If he has a bad season this year and then loses it again, sure. But, like, man, he earned it for at least a year. I mean, come on now. He earned it for at least a year. There you go, Pierre. And hopefully he will not be... Well, we know he won't be the only one on the team with an ability because we signed Jack-Eye, but... So goalies this year, Guzda, Cooley, we got Fair, Lorakainen, Grigorenko in the AHL. That's fine. Defense. This is where it's tough. Not worried about TVR. Zamula and Jack-Eye. Or do we go with some of these younger guys who might benefit from it a little bit more? But most of them are only medium AHL top 2. Would I give Dubé gold tape? No, he hasn't earned that yet. Maybe we do just run TVR and don't worry about these guys. Because the preseason training could still be very beneficial to others. Yeah, that should be fine. Let's see. Hayes at a 73. So Dubé at a 25. McCown's 24. Klapka's 25. McDonald 24. I guess we'll just look for the highest rated dudes in general. Up to a 75, and then Pavel at a 74. It's not bad. It's not bad. We'll bump up Pavel to be the last recipient of the preseason training, which works for me. Because we're going to do the same preseason training we did last year to try and boost overalls that much higher up. So we do have to set up goals for the season, which should be pretty easy and pretty straightforward to set up here. Like Devin Cooley, for example, it'll be to have a 9-10 save percentage this year. Is he going to get that? Probably not, but if by some miracle he does, cool. That's going to be the goal for Matt Guzda as well. He might have a better chance if he ends up being the backup. Either of them if they end up being the backup, but that's pretty much going to be the goal for the goaltenders every single year. And then if players are in the AHL, can I set them to the whole develop in the minors thing, or do they have to be on the NHL roster to do it? Looks like they have to be on the NHL roster to do it. So that's kind of the one downside to not calling up players for the preseason. But I also don't know what the boost is because the game doesn't tell us, so it's not necessarily worth it right now. Yegor Zamula. Good player. In terms of what his goal for the year is going to be, though, he's not going to be in award contention. He's not going to be able to put up the points or anything to get an X factor. I don't even know if 30 assists is possible for him. So most of these guys, I think it's going to have to be, can you block shots? I can't really see what else would be able to get these guys to develop. And in theory, the whole can you block shots thing could work out really well because we know that we're going to be getting hemmed into our own zone every single game for 82 games. Found out testing stuff in franchise the other day that playing without morale means you can't trigger conversations from within the contract screen, so you have to go all the way up to the top of the step. Well, there you go. Always play with morale on then. Honestly, I've enjoyed playing with morale on quite a bit so far this year. Petro. Same thing, stat challenge for you. I am going full John Tortorella and telling everyone on my team to block shots. Two-way for Sapal is not the worst because he has some passing ability. McWard is a DFD. Honestly, he could be a two-way too. He is physical, though. I really wish we had something that focused on checking in the goals. I do really like this new goal system and stuff like that. It does need to be expanded a little bit more, though. But I imagine that'll be on its way, so this is promising. Let's block a shot here for Cole. Everybody block shots. And then Luca Fantilli. Listed as a DFD, sure, whatever. Luca, we need you to block shots. Think it has to be confirmed that the AI sims better than user control teams. Just seen Anton Forsberg have a 930 save percentage, 65 games. Who are you to doubt Anton Forsberg? Well, a couple years ago, actually, was pretty good. And then Ottawa happened. Don't let Ottawa happen to your favorite goaltender. So yeah, for someone like Charles Cote, I'm not going to be able to tell you, hey, we're going to train you up in the AHL, right? Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, that means we don't have much to look at then, because again, I'm not really going to worry about player types right now. So main roster, right wing side, Pierrick Dubé. I mean, goal for the year obviously has to be tied to his point production. X factor, 30 goals won't happen. 60 assists would get him gold third eye. I don't know if he can get 60. I don't know if he can. What are the stat challenges? 30 goals, 40 assists for a passing boost. Let's go for that passing boost. +1 to +4 passing would be huge for him. 60 assists, I think, just seems unlikely because I don't think we have the goal scorer that can pull it off to help him. McCown as a two-way, looking great. Offensively, though, not amazing. So I don't think there's necessarily an offensive goal to give you. But also, you're probably not going to be able to block shots. 30 goals, 40 assists. I don't think any of these are going to happen for Hunter. Hate to say it, because I don't even think he's going to be on the top line this year. 20 goals, 20 assists. Okay. He should be able to get 20 assists. That's not bad. That might work. That might. Adam Klapka. Power forward. No. If I could get him to switch to a grinder, that would be great, because all he has is the physicality. And again, it'd be great if I could tell him to be like, hey, can you train up truculence, please? But I can't do that right now. Are you willing to be a grinder? No. Okay, well, I don't feel drawn to the grinder role. I fucking do. That's why I'm fat. Stat challenge for Adam Klapka. 20 goals, 30 assists. Fuck it. Try to get 20 goals, buddy. Park your ass in front. Are X number of X tied to their stats? Yes. Yeah, that's why McCown's goal was 20 assists and Dubé's was 40. It's tied to overall, I think. Kyle McDonald. Same thing. I mean, it's physical. He does have a half-decent shot. If he could be a grinder, that would be great. Goal for the year. I guess I can tell him to try to score goals or get assists, but your play style. Grinder? No one's listening to me. No one's listening to me. Watch dude who needed 60 get like 75. Reaver, that would be my luck. Kyle. Ooh. He's the first one that we can throw into. Again, the Calder's just not going to happen because we're not going to have high enough plus minus. So your season goal will just be to stay on the NHL roster. We don't know what the hell that gives you, but it's still for the best. It is still for the best. And then in the system, we did have Avery Hayes was already a sniper, which was good. Quinn Hudson was a playmaker, which is fine. Cam Butler was a grinder, which is good. Oleg Sokolov was a power forward, which, whatever. I mean, maybe I could get him to switch to two-way right now. Let's try, I guess, but nope, he doesn't want to listen. Okay. Left wing side, goals for the year, Arshdeep Bains. I don't know what the hell your goal for the year is going to be because you are so well-rounded. He's so well-rounded. Maybe assists? Just because he's going to be on the top line and he should be able to put up points. 40 assists might be possible. Might be. I feel like an attribute one would have been a safer bet, but we can try it. Merkulov is listed as a playmaker. I'm going to see if I can get him to switch to sniper. and then we'll see what we end up wanting to do. Let's see, play style, sniper. Nope. Okay. So your goal for the season then is going to be stats based instead of X factor based. 20 goals, 30 assists. Ooh, he is a playmaker, so let's go 30 assists for a passing boost. That's not bad. That's not bad. Toporowski is a sniper, which I'm okay with. His goal, obviously going to be related to goal scoring. I don't know if he's capable of hitting 30, but we might as well try, because if he could develop Silver Snipe, we'd be in a pretty good spot. Navrin, all he does is run around and hit people, which is great. I don't have a goal for you because there's not a single goal you're going to be able to hit. And Raklovsky is listed as a two-way, which is totally fair. I'm not going to have a goal for him either. He's going to be third, fourth line. There's pretty much nothing we can do for him. Gutic. Power forward. Maybe even a bigger playmaker? Two-way? I mean, playmaker might not be the worst because he has decent passing. Let's see. Play style. Playmaker? Nope. Are you at least willing to move to the right wing side, please? Okay, he's at least willing to try that, which would be nice to get him onto his strong side. We'll see if that happens. San Luis. Playmaker just isn't going to happen, buddy. That's just not, I mean, an NHL career is not going to happen. We'll see if we can get him to switch to a two-way. He might have a better shot of making it if he does. Again, right now, we cannot focus on player adaptability. We are having to focus solely on attributes, so a lot of these are long shots. And then these guys are pretty much too low of an overall to know for sure, but this guy's training up as a playmaker, which is fine. Hoffman is training up as a playmaker, which, sure. And the Rizzler training up as a two-way, which is good. Can I get you to move to right wing, though? Can get you over to your strong side, at least even temporarily. Nope. Okay. Well, we definitely have some players that are continuing to be annoying, but it is what it is. And then centers. Max Sasson. He and Baines are a great 1-2 punch of really solid two-ways on the team. Has good shooting power. With the passing ability, though, I mean, he might be able to get the assists. He might. Because we went X Factor for Baines, what would the stat challenge be? 20 goals, 30 assists. Let's go 30 assists for Sasson. I feel like that'd be pretty good. I feel like that'd be all right. Nolan Burke, you were a hell of a goal scorer for us last year. I don't know if he should necessarily be a sniper because he is a really good two-way player. We actually have quite a few decent two-way players. But your goal for the year, I don't know if he's hitting 30. But let's try. Let's try. He was a couple away last year. We'll give it a shot. Parker Ford. Listed as a playmaker, which is cool. He won't be in a position to be able to hit an X Factor. But we can do the stat challenge. 30 assists. Maybe a bit of a long shot, but we'll see. Also, I wasn't here for it. Why am I not surprised when the cup celebration? Ivan. I don't really know. I mean, I don't think, again, he'll be able to hit any sort of X Factor boost, but if we look... Oh, cool. Stay on the NHL roster. I definitely don't think he'll be able to put up the points to win the Calder, and again, the plus-minus will be bad, but there we go. That works. Logan Morrison listed as a playmaker. He's got shot power. You could start to argue sniper. Let's see. Let's see. Logan, for you, are you willing to switch to sniper? No. Are you willing to play right wing at all? Please. No. Okay. That's lovely. Love when players don't listen. Stay on the NHL roster, Logan. That's your goal. That is your goal. Chase Wheatcroft, who we also just added, listed as a playmaker. I'm thinking power forward. He's got some size. He's got some physicality. Let's see. Left wing power forward? Please? Hey, he's willing to listen. Let's go. Let's go, Chase. That's how you end up being here long term. That's how you're ending up being here long term. You won't listen about switching from center to left wing, but that's okay. Your goal for the year, stay on the NHL roster. Don't know what the hell it gives you, but that's your goal, buddy. It would suck if it was only a morale boost. And then Andre Pavel. Two-way's okay. If he could be a sniper, that wouldn't be bad. He is terrible at face-offs. All right, Andre. Let's see if you're willing to listen to me here. Are you willing to be a sniper? No. Please at least be willing to switch to left wing. You cannot take face-offs. You are the Jack Hughes of face-offs. He is at least willing to try moving to left wing, so that's good. So your goal for the year, I mean, you're probably going to be a fourth liner, but let's see if you can hit 20 goals for shits and giggles. And that is pretty much all we have to do for the goals. In the system, two-way for Glover. Maybe a grinder. Like, he doesn't have the worst passing, but his offensive awareness and shot isn't quite good enough to be a power forward. Let's see if he's willing to switch to grinder, because it would be much easier to get him into a fourth line role. Hey, let's go, Ty. Good stuff. Good stuff. That would help out immensely. Tristan Allard, or as I call him, Tollard. Two-way? No, dude, you're a playmaker. You are a playmaker. What's going on with these guys and these attributes? Come on now. Play style. Playmaker. I tried. Oh, I tried. Again, you can lead a horse to water. Can't make him drink. He is willing to try to be a left wing. Just let Ty murder opponents on the ice. Basically, yeah. So what I need him to do is just run around and hit people. Braden Kressler, listed as a playmaker. That's not bad. I'd prefer him to be a sniper. With that shot power, it's not bad. Not at all. Play style. Sniper? All right, Braden. Playmaker's not that bad. I think he would be a better sniper, though. And he is willing to try adding right wing to his positions as well. And then Saaralainen was listed as a two-way. A shot power, though. That's decent shot power. We got to try. Position, player type, sniper. Nope. Are you at least willing to add left wing to your arsenal? Stubborn-ass Finns. And then the Scroder's trying to train up as a sniper or whatever. That's fine. Cool. Actually, really, I mean, we should. We're already here. Let's be thorough. Try to add left wing. Cool. All right. Well, I want to see then. We know the roster's staying as is. Let's double check the coach, and then we can see how much preseason progress we make. We do have the highest rated coach in McIntosh still in that position, so I'm not going to change a damn thing. Let's sim to the start of season number 3. Mr. Maxi Mac. Season goal. Let's not worry about making the playoffs. Preseason goal, 5-on-5 focused. All right. So at the end of the preseason, what's the roster going to be looking like? Baines could be that much closer, like 84, 85 territory. Which would really be nice. All right. Let's see. Let's see. I'm excited to see what this team looks like for this third season. Edit lines. What do we have? 83 for Baines, 83 for Dubé. Nolan Burke at an 80. 77 and 76 there. Merkeloff at an 80. Okay. And then defensively, we're going to have to call up somebody, but we have Zamula Sapala both at 81s. Jack I at 81. McWard to 78. Luca Fantilli to a 74. Parker Ford to a 78. You know? Wheatcroft at a 76. Mutter at a 78. Pavel at a 76. It's not bad. It's an AHL roster with a couple of NHLers mixed in. It could be a lot worse. That's for sure. Let's take a look here. I don't think Raklovsky. We're going to rule you out, buddy, at 25. He's actually not that bad. There's no way he's going to get claimed on waivers, though, right? Like, there's no way. Yeah. So defensively, we'll call up Trevor Van Riemsdyk. We're going to need the veteran just to fill the role. And then holy centers. Pavel was here last year. Stat challenge was 20 goals, which isn't going to happen. We can send him down. Wheatcroft's goal was to stay on the NHL roster, which he technically has. His goal was to become a power forward, so I guess we could technically drop him now. Like, it wouldn't change the whole trying to become a power forward thing. We can drop Wheatcroft. He made it through. And then if a defenseman gets hurt, we don't really have a good one to call up, do we? We really don't. Oldest of the bunch is Charles Cote at 22. So let's see. I'll look at the lines for the upcoming season. If we go best lines, it scratches Kyle McDonald, which is okay. So yeah, I mean, if we go by ratings, do we want to leave Hunter McCown there? 20 assists for him. I mean, he could still get that on the third line. Ford had a goal for 30. It's got Ivan at center. You know, this isn't bad. I'm telling you. Morrison stayed on the roster. Ivan stayed on the roster. It's got to be a morale thing then. Yeah, I was going to say Morrison will be a better fit there. Baines, Sasson, Dubé, Merkeloff, Burke, Ford, Toporowski, Morrison, McCown, Mutter, Ivan, Klapka. Really? I mean, like, obviously none of these guys are going to be like the super long-term answer for us. But if we can get any of these guys to develop into useful NHLers, they can be like a core, a backbone to this roster. While we're hoping and praying that some of the other people we get along the way actually develop into something. Although I'm telling you right now, I'm starting to get really nervous about that.